So, this practice can help distract an overactive, vigilant mind away from the rigid self improvement efforts and toward a gentle, mindful curiosity of what's possible. You're encouraged to look through the lens of a scientist looking to learn rather than a judge looking to critique. In addition, the breath practice can help to curb cravings. So we'll start in a seated position in whatever way is comfortable for you, whether it's on the floor or on a chair. And you're welcome to close your eyes if that is comfortable for you. Please take a moment here to check in with yourself. As Rumi says, do you pay yourself visits? I might be getting the quote a little off, but it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Do you pay yourself regular visits? Notice how you feel in your body, in your mind, mentally, emotionally, your energy. How connected do you feel to your own wisdom, your own intuition? And how connected do you feel to something greater than yourself? Whatever that is for you. And we'll start with a breathing practice that is called alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shodhana. So the breath moves up one nostril on the inhale and then over and down the other nostril on the exhale. So it's like you're making kind of this upside down U shape with your breath. You use your hand to hold one nostril shut as you breathe in and then opposite. I'll walk you through step by step and then the next several cycles. And then I'm going to give you a couple of rounds to practice on your own, like a scientist looking to learn. So please bring your right hand up to your nose, and you can use your thumb and either your pinky or ring finger, whichever is more comfortable. Take your thumb to your right nostril and gently hold the right nostril closed. Inhale through your left nose. At the top of your inhale, switch sides by holding the left nostril shut with your ring or pinky and exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Hold the right with your thumb. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold right and exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Inhale right. This will be the last time I talk you through. Exhale left. And continue. You do not have to get this perfect. You always have that option to rest your hand in your lap and just breathe. The next time you exhale out your left side, let that end your pranayama or breath practice. Bring your hand down to your lap. And take a moment again for some mindful awareness of how you feel. Notice if there's any echo to that breath practice. And then please make your way down to your back. When you come to lie on your back, your knees can be bent, feet are on the earth. Take your feet out wide so they're about the width of your yoga mat or wider than your hips. And bring your arms out wide like airplane wings. Take both knees over to the left and bring them down as far as feels comfortable for your body. Hold here and take your gaze over to the right. Bring your attention to your breath. And see how deeply you can breathe down into your belly. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to bring your knees up through center and take them to the other side. And at the same time, you'll bring your head up through center and take it to the other side. So the knees will go right and the head will go left. Before you start to make this action, have the intention for your knees and your nose to reach center at the same time. Please go ahead. And make your way all the way to the other side, knees to the right, nose to the left. Hold there for a couple of breath cycles. Encourage your breath down into the deepest part of your belly that you can. Now, on an inhale, bring everything back up to center so your nose and your knees come up and meet at the same time as best you can. And then exhale, knees to the left, nose to the right. Your inhale will bring you back up to center. Trying to time it just so the nose and the knees come up at the same time as they pass each other, and exhale to the other side. Do this a few more times, please, coordinating your breath with your movement. It's an exploration. You don't have to get it perfect. View this as a little experiment. You're looking to learn, just like a scientist. The next time you bring your knees and nose up to center, please pause there. Walk your feet in towards each other a little bit so they're about hip width apart. Bring your arms down by your sides. We'll practice the same thing, coordinating opposite sides of the body. This time, please bring your right arm overhead as you straighten your left leg down to the end of your mat. The arm is straight, the leg is straight. And then you'll come back up, bringing the right arm down, the left knee bends. Same thing, other side, right leg down, left arm back. And see if you can coordinate the timing so they straighten at the same time, and then bring them back in to the starting position. And now explore breath with movement. Inhaling back. And exhaling to center. A few more times, please, at your own pace with the rhythm of your own breath. Notice the concentration that it takes to do this. This concentration is helping to sync up the left and right hemispheres of the body as you move in opposite directions with opposite sides. One more time, both sides, please. And after you've completed, please hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around the front of your legs. Lift up your head. Squeeze into a tiny little ball, as tiny as you can. Give yourself a hug. And then release and roll over to your side. Press yourself up to hands and knees, please. Now I have these little paddles for my hands because I have a wrist injury. You don't need these necessarily. If you don't need props for your wrists, you can be on the palms of your hands. And we're going to move through a variation on cat-cow. So first you'll round your back up to the sky like cat pose. Maintain your cat pose spine as you press your butt back toward your heels as if you were coming down to child's pose, but your head won't come down to the floor. Keep that round spine as you drift back up to cat pose. And then make your way to cow pose, arching your back, lifting your tail, lowering the belly down toward the floor and shining your heart forward. On your inhale, round up cat. Maintain your cat spine as you exhale back like child pose. Inhale back up to cat pose. And exhale to cow. Inhale cat. Exhale back. Inhale up to cat. Exhale cow. Again, inhale, round your spine up to cat pose. This might be opposite breath than you're used to. Exhale, back. Inhale, up to cat. Exhale, cow. One more time, please. Inhale, round your back up to cat pose. Exhale, back. Inhale, back up, cat pose. And exhale to cow. Find your way back to center with a neutral spine. Take your left hip and reach it up toward your left shoulder. So like you're making a little side bend. And then take your gaze back toward your left hip. You might look over top of your shoulder or maybe around your left arm. Come back through center. Draw your right hip up toward your right shoulder, little side bend here. And then take your gaze back over your right shoulder toward your right hip. And whatever distance and amount feels right for your body. Inhale as deeply and fully as you can, and let your exhales be nice and patient. Now come through center. We're going to do that again with a little spin. First, you'll draw your left hip up towards your left armpit, same as before. Now, before you move your head, take your eyes, your gaze over to the left. Now curl around and take your head over to the left and look toward your left hip. Continue to keep your gaze looking over to the left as far as feels comfortable. You might notice a bit of a difference this time with the simple movement of moving the gaze, the eyes. And maybe you don't, that's okay too. Find your way back to center. One more time, right hip up toward the right shoulder. Eyes to the right. Turn the head over to the right. With your eyes looking as far to the right as is comfortable for you, breathe in through your nose down to the lowest parts of your belly that you can, and let your exhales be nice and patient. And start to make your way back to center. One more thing on hands and knees here. And take your left foot back to the end of your mat, straight leg. Right arm reaches forward. Now you could hold right here, or for a little bit of a balance challenge, you can pick your left foot up off of the floor. Lower everything back down and move to the right side. Right foot back, left arm forward, and choose what you're going to do with that right foot. Keep breathing. And patiently release everything back down to the floor. From here, you can tuck your toes under, lift yourself up and back to a downward facing dog pose. And when you get to your downward dog, you're welcome and free to make any little explorations or movements that might feel good for your body. Examples are pedaling the legs, taking the dog for a walk as we say in yoga. You might shift the heels over to one side and the hips also to that side, and then over to the other side. If downward dog pose doesn't feel good for you tonight, you can come down to child's pose. Now, please find your way back to stillness in your downward dog. And let's do a little exploration here, just like a scientist looking to learn. Lift your left foot up off of the mat. Now strongly press into your left hand and your right foot and see about lifting your right hand off of the mat at the same time. Balancing on the left hand and the right foot. And then lay it all down. Other side, right foot, left hand. You can come down anytime you need to for a break. Smile at your efforts. You're doing great. It doesn't have to be perfect. And bring your foot and your hand back down. Take your feet out wide, like as wide as your yoga mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. So you're in a wide stance, forward bend. Welcome your head to be nice and heavy like a bowling ball. All the worries and concerns and stresses of today, maybe they can roll down your shoulders and drip out into the earth. Breathe down into your low belly and exhale patiently. Now please put a little bend in your knees. Press down strongly into your feet as you slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, like a rag doll, coming up to stand. Let your head be the last thing to rise. And when you get up to standing, take your arms out to your sides, palms facing forward, feet are still wide. Lift your heart up, take your gaze up, take up some space. Feel into the power of your body just standing here. You're supported and strong. And on an inhale, sweep your arms wide, reach them up to the sky. Exhale, come forward and down, returning back into a forward bend. You can come down with a flat back, like a swan dive. On an inhale, lift halfway up, take your hands to your shins so the torso is parallel to the earth. On your exhale, surrender back down, forward bend. This time, inhale to rise with a flat back. Use the strength of your feet and your legs to rise up. Bring your palms together overhead and exhale down through center line. We'll do that again. Inhale wide, reach up. On your exhale, forward bend. When you're next ready to inhale, half lift. And your exhale will bring you back down. Inhale to rise up. Come up with a flat back, best you can. Palms together. Exhale your hands down to heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale wide. Get really big. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, come down to your forward bend. And on your next inhale, half lift. And your exhale will bring you back down to the earth. Stay there and let your head get really heavy like a bowling ball. Welcome your breath down into your low belly. Inhale deeply and exhale patiently. Plant your left hand on the floor under your left shoulder. Put a bend in your left knee and keep your right leg straight. And then from here, press into your left hand to straighten your left arm. Open up to the right. You can take your right arm up towards the sky, so you're twisting to the right, or you can bring your right arm down to your low back, whatever is more supportive for your shoulder and your arm. Now we're going to twist and flow here a little bit. So on your exhale, rotate your torso down. And on your inhale, open up, twisting to the right. A few more times just like this with the pace and rhythm of your own breath. Make your inhales as deep as you can and your exhales nice and patient. There's no hurry, there's no competition, and you cannot get this wrong. And the next time you come down, stay there. And now switch sides. So bend your right knee, plant your right hand, inhale, twist to your left, and exhale, come down. Follow the rhythm of your own breath. Notice how the pose feels every step of the way and not being concerned about how it looks. Next time you bring your torso down, stay there. Straighten your right leg on an inhale, come up to standing once again. Bring your palms together, exhale them down to the heart center. We're going to play with a little bit of balance now. So bring your arms down by your sides. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Now come up to the ball of your left foot. You can keep your toes down. We're going to do a little variation on Warrior 3 now. So your balance is whatever it is for you today. It might be toes on the floor. You might bring your knee up in front of you. Now, as you bring your torso forward and take your left foot back, bring your right arm forward. And left arm goes back. Come back up to standing. Take your right arm back, left arm forward as the left knee comes up, or the left toes come forward, and then you'll reverse that. Move at whatever pace feels right for you today. And your movements can be however big feel appropriate for you today. So this is another cross crawl type of pattern, just like when you were laying on the floor. You can always take a break. It's no problem. We're going to do this one more time. And then find your way up to standing on both feet. Shift your weight to the other side. Pause for a moment before you move into the next side. Start by finding what feels like an appropriate place to balance today. You'll take your right foot back, left arm forward, and then back up and switch arms. Like a scientist looking to learn, where do I start to fall out of balance? At what point in this movement do I start to fall off the beam, so to speak? I wonder where that is. Not like a judge looking to critique, but just a sense of mindful curiosity. And please make your way without rushing back up to standing on both feet. Pause for a moment in mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms wide, reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward bend, coming down to the floor now. Inhale, half lift, take your hands to your shins, bring your torso parallel to the earth, and let your exhale bring you down. From here, please step back to downward facing dog pose, and then lower your knees down. Press your hips back to child's pose. In your child's pose, take your knees as wide as is comfortable for you. If child's pose is not an option because of knees or ankles or any other reason, you can come to lie on your back and hug your knees in towards their corresponding armpits. And from here, please walk your hands back, press yourself up, and in whatever way you want to, make your way down to your back once again. Lengthen your legs down on the mat for Shavasana. Any version of Shavasana that feels good for you is welcome here. A simple Shavasana without any props is just fine, just like I'm demonstrating right now. But if you have some props at home and you have some ideas of how to use those as a nice nourishing support for yourself, by all means, please take the time for that. And as you find your way to this final relaxation pose, welcome your body and your mind to become heavy with relaxation. You can remind your mind that right now there is nothing to do, nothing to undo, nothing to fix, nothing to get right. For these moments, just this, just this. Please continue to rest here for another moment or two, or three, maybe four. Nothing to do, nothing to undo, nothing to improve or fix or change. For these moments, just this, just this. If you feel like you could stay here and rest longer, I encourage that. Otherwise, you can start to deepen your breath and make some small movements with your body in preparation to get up and make your way to a seated position. And do that in your own way, in your own time. When you find your seat, you're welcome to bring your palms together. With your your hands into your forehead. May your thoughts be peaceful. And to your lips, may your words be kind, especially towards yourself. And to your heart, may your heart feel forever safe, protected, free, and full of ease and joy. Namaste.